is fake news. Fake news is false or misleading information presented as news. This is often created to influence views or for political motives. It has the aim of damaging the reputation of a person or entity or making money through advertising revenue. We are defining fake news as those news stories that are false. The story itself is fabricated with no verifiable facts, sources, or quotes. Sometimes, this story may be propaganda that is intentionally designed to mislead the reader, or may be designed as clickbait written for economic incentives. In recent years, fake news stories have proliferated via social media, in part because they are so easily and quickly shared online. With the explosion of the internet and social media, it is getting harder and harder to know what can and can't be believed. Reminder, fake news can destroy trust.
We cannot avoid fake news, especially amidst in these pandemic times. There's a lot of issues concerning different or variety of things that doesn't have fact basis. One of the issues that has been occurring nowadays is about the vaccines. The fake news were already spread all throughout from different social media platforms. And because of that, a lot of people were scared and hesitant of getting their vaccines. They're scared because they think that something might happen to them after getting. But we already know that all the vaccines were all proven and tested by the experts. It's just fake news driving us and makes us doubtful about it.
How to identify fake news? So there are 4 methods on how we can identify fake news. Number 1 is we have to know where it came from. Number 2 is watch an updated news. Number 3 is if the fake news is related to your friends, you may ask them. That's number 4. Verify if the date is on the current date.
Why does fake news exist? Fake news creator wants to be the center of attention as often as possible. Consider how much time and interest you have to devote to reading or watching the news. Consider how frequently you click on anything you see on social media. You're more likely to click on something you believe is genuine rather than wasting time on something you know isn't. The owner of these fake news websites are well aware of this, and they use devious techniques to attract your attention. The more false news sites a company owns, the more advertising it can sell. But it also means more clicks. Only a few fake news websites receive much attention, but many more go unnoticed.
The importance of awareness and vigilance of fake news. Information is one of the most critical things we require right now, especially in the light of the COVID-19 virus, which is wreaking havoc on humanity on a daily basis. Information assists us in remaining safe and aware of what's going on around us. With the proliferation of diverse types of information, there has also been an increase in the spread of fake news, particularly on social media platforms, which has the potential to mislead people and cause harm. In this video, we require all social media users to be responsible netizens and fight the spread of fake news to keep the globe safe and secure by being aware and vigilant of any form of fake news. Social media has a dramatic impact on the way we interact with one another. Social media platforms have connected us to one another in new and impactful ways. Stories and opinions can gain exposure with unprecedented speed, giving individuals around the globe continuous access to a near real-time conversation about both important and trivial matters. Unfortunately, there is a dark side to social media, aka fake news. Misinformation can influence users, manipulating them for political or economic reasons. That is why it is critical to be aware of fake news and not to believe everything that people say. As long as we think critically and act responsibly, then we'll be able to steer ourselves in the right direction when it comes to uncovering the truth. You yourself can help by something as simple as sharing responsibly, to think before you click. as depressing as it may be to think in such terms and may be difficult to others. You are an influencer in your own social network. So be responsible and only post or share stories you know to be true and a source you know to be reliable.
Spreading and believing fake news does have a lot of consequences. These are all bad and these are all no-nos. Let us all together be aware of its consequences for us to be more conscious the next time around. So these are some of the consequences of fake news. Fake news makes it harder for people to see the truth. As for the reasons that these kind of informations sometimes appear believable and convincing to some people, especially those who find it hard to identify which one is fake and which one is legit. Fake news encourages social conflict because people tend to believe easily what they see on social media. The info may be true or not, they will now think what they want to think and say what they want to say based on what they saw. Fake news leads people to distrust media and could damage public trust because of claims that are biased. Fake news can be harmful to your health. So there are many fake and misleading news stories related to medical treatments and major diseases like cancer or diabetes. So trusting these false stories could lead you to make decisions that may be harmful to your health.
Ways on how to stop fake news. Fake news will always be scattered in our country, and that's a fact. So here are the list of strategies to avoid fake news. First, check the source of the news to see if it is an official site or not. Second, see who gave and who wrote the information. The last, know some of the popular reporters for you to be familiar of them. The importance of knowing how to spot this false news can help us to be more aware and cautious of our surroundings. Not knowing on how to spot the fake news can lead us to misunderstanding. That is why always check first. For addition, ways on how to fight and stop the spread of fake news, we must relay and trust news and updates only from trusted sources such as radio, newspapers, and official pages on social media. We must not believe updates from those sources who are not licensed or trusted. Also, one thing we could do is to, when we know that it is fake, we could avoid spreading or sharing it around the social media, especially because other people might find it real. We just shared it for fun.
Fake news brings total ruination to people's relationship, the society, and the country. Let us be educated, be aware, and be more knowledgeable. Do not easily believe what you see on social media and try to do your research. Fake news is a written terrorist. Let us avoid and stop fake news.